Module 2. Business Idea and Innovation. Creating a business idea is not as simple as it is generally thought, and also the meaning of innovation is depending on someone's interpretation. In the first part of this module, we will define what innovation is and what experts think that innovation actually means. Further, we offer a checklist to help you to make an idea innovative. The necessary steps are explained. Also, we offer you an instrument to measure a business idea. Of course, there are several methods, and it is helpful if you know that other instruments also can be used. 2+1. What is innovation? Innovation is the process of translating an idea or invention into a good or service that creates value or for which customers will pay. To be called an innovation, an idea must be replicable at an economical cost and must satisfy a specific need. Innovation involves deliberate application of information, imagination, and initiative in driving greater or different values from resources, and includes all processes by which new ideas are generated and converted into usable products. In business, innovation often results when ideas are applied by the company in order to further satisfy the needs and expectations of the customers. 15 experts on what innovation actually means. Innovation is for. Why is it that innovation is so hard to seriously talk about in most companies? Everyone agrees that it is important. In fact, when IBM interviewed 1,500 CEOs on what they thought, the most important leadership quality was for the next 5 years. The most commonly cited trait was creativity, followed by integrity and global thinking. Why is it that innovation is so hard to seriously talk about in most companies? Everyone agrees that it is important. In fact, when IBM interviewed 1,500 CEOs on what they thought, the most important leadership quality was for the next 5 years. The most commonly cited trait was creativity, followed by integrity and global thinking. They agreed that coming up with new ideas for their business was vital for its survival and growth. So, the survey's results on CEO's ideas are as follows. 60% having an idea, 60% executing an idea, 40% addressing a real challenge, 40% adding value to the company, 40% adding value to the customer, 27% different perspectives and thinking, 13% moving forward, 13% definition not important, 7% addressing new market. Two plus two. What makes an idea innovative? Checklist of things. A product or an idea becomes innovative when it stands out from the rest and truly makes customers' lives easier. A successful change that can convert knowledge and ideas into benefit in the form of a new or improved products, services is capable of being innovative. Steps to develop a business idea. Have you ever had a genius business idea strike you only to fizzle out in the end because you have no idea of how to bring your startup idea to the next level? Well, to help you get started, here is a concrete step-by-step guide to develop your startup idea. 1. Consider and analyze the relevant markets. Firstly, consider the market niches that your startup idea is applicable to. What are the needs of the industry and its consumers? Are there any unresolved problems faced by the industry? Is your startup idea going to bring resolutions and improvements to the situation? You can refer to the industry-specific authority sites to keep you constantly updated with the latest trends. For example, TechCrunch is an excellent technology blog that talks about the latest products and shares the latest news in tech world. It also provides new startups and provides an overview of up-and-coming fledglings in the market. An excellent source of inspiration is TED, which is famous for its widely known slogan,
ideas worth spreading. It's a treasure chest of information about everything imaginable under the sky. It is incepted as a conference where experts in various niches convene to share their insights on issues that can bring about revolutions and raise awareness. Presenters usually have around 18 minutes to talk about their topic, and the focus of their presentation can span from the latest advancements in a field of discipline to societal issues that they wish to heighten the awareness of. After attending a talk or watching its videos, you will leave feeling more inspired than ever. 2. Note down your ideas and expand them. At this stage, you might have identified needs or areas that can be improved upon. Note them down with a tool such as Evernote. Evernote allows you to save clippings of web pages, images, and even attach documents and PowerPoint slides. You can create several notes and sort them out according to topics and genre. Evernote can be accessed via various platforms such as Windows, iOS, and Android. A simple click of the sync button will ensure that your notes are synchronized across all platforms. 3. Carry out competitive analysis. Competitive analysis is a great way of comparing and predicting how your business will stand up against your competitors in the industry. Is your business able to fill in a void that is left untouched by others? 4. Model your business. If the idea of creating a business plan seems too tedious and clunky, you will delight in using Lean Canvas and Canvanizer. They are templates that emulate a one-page business model. It is easy to add and update the model. You also enjoy a clear overview of the following 9 building blocks of your business model: customer segments, value propositions, channels to reach out to clients, customer relationship, revenue streams, key resources, activities that create value, key partners, and cost structure. 5. Create, design, sketch your mock-up, and then test it. The time has long passed the stage where you have drawn sketches on a whiteboard and scribble all over the place. Online tools such as Balsamiq and Framebox allows you to create wireframes and export it in different formats such as JPG or PDF. There are several buttons or components of a web application for you to choose so you can put together your sketch easily. Want to get feedback on your mock-up sans unnecessary distractions and confusion? Influence app is the way to go. You can upload your design in various formats and assimilate in the rest of the documents to form a complete presentation. You can then share the final mock-up with your teammates simply by sharing a URL, and they can provide feedback simply by pinning comments on the specific elements of the design. It is that easy. 6. Execute a market survey. No business ought to be launched without the execution of a market survey. Websites such as SurveyMonkey allows you to create an online questionnaire and send the URL to your targeted audience. This transcends geographic boundaries, which is one major advantage compared to on-field survey, as you can gain a broader global perspective. Another alternative is to conduct a focus group session before or after the completion of your minimum viable product. This is where you invite people from your targeted demographics to participate in a group discussion on the products or services. A focus group can help you achieve the following: finding out consumers' first impression of the product or services based on packaging and marketing campaign. Gathering customers' real-time feedback on the virtues and vices of the products or services. Tweaking your marketing strategies and improving your product before the final deliverable. 7. Develop your final product. The next step will be to implement the tweaks and necessary adjustments to create the final product. During this stage, there are several project management softwares to help you to keep tab of the progress. Trello and Agile Zen are some good recommendations. The template is divided into different stages or boards where individuals can be assigned to be in charge of different sections. Tasks can be moved from one stage to another. For example, from backlog to working to approved. This gives a very clear picture of the progress of each project segment and what needs to be done. 8. Gathering customer feedback and measuring your business results. There are lots of uncertainties about a business, but what if you can get answers to the burning questions you have if things aren't going as expected? Kiss Insights help you to reach out to your audience. You can install it on your website and visitors will be prompted with 2 questions when directed into your homepage. You have the flexibility to control who is exposed to your survey. Another tool that you shouldn't miss out is Kissmetrics. It tracks the surfing and purchasing behavior of your visitors and provides you with valuable information such as where they came from. This handy information helps you to further refine your marketing strategies and improve your site navigation. The last 2 steps will be revisited again and again as your business continuously develops and adapts to the market.
2.3. How can I measure this idea? An instrument to measure a business idea.
Turning ideas into numbers and knowing the characteristics of the ideal idea is like having a compass and knowing the safe harbor where the minimal risks of innovation converge. Mathematically identifying desired ideas by users, extracted from simplified mathematical formulas, is the holy grail that eliminates uncertainties and passionate discussions which are unhelpful in choosing ideas. To qualify ideas is necessary, but insufficient and inefficient. Studies and research confirm that among 50% and 96% of qualified ideas by managers, to eliminate repetitions, managers means where applicable, innovators, entrepreneurs, directors of innovation, investors, angels, inventors, policymakers, and all professionals who deal with ideas for innovation. As wonderful, excellent, good, and etc. leads to the losses of all kinds of including billions of dollars, motivation, trust, and etc., which are attributed to risk and uncertainty characteristics of innovation.
Knowing what to measure and how to measure makes the world less complicated. First method of measurement of ideas to innovation. The first method presents the fundamental concepts of the CIT, self-compared ideas theory, that allows the numerical quantitative calculation of each idea accompanied by their unit of measurement, IUR, created for this purpose in combination with the mathematical formulation. The method also identifies and clarifies the existence of universal sense of direction of ideas for innovation, which, since always, leads ideas to those desired by the user. To quantify ideas in the first method, we use 5 steps. Definition of the reference point for the idea. To calculate ideas, it is essential to consider a standard to be used as a reference for all the mathematical calculations of all the ideas of each product, service, or whatever. The point considered is naturally the human being, the user's body. After all, it is the user who really utilizes the idea transformed into innovation, material or immaterial. Thus, it is in relation to the human body, user, the focus, the reference, that the ideas are quantified. Man is the measure of all things. Protagoras of Abdera, Axiom 480 BC. For Foucault, the human body is the last possible reduction. We could add the Frederick Taylor studies in scientific administration, which take into account the human body in the production of goods, typically iterated in the course of O and M. Conclusion. The first condition to quantify ideas is referring them to the human body of the user. Popular method of quantitative evaluation of ideas, references of users, and their preference. Since the beginning of time, the decision to utilize objects belongs to the user, who chooses products and services that are more comfortable, faster, more practical, and/or easier to utilize. Consider that it was the user, him or herself, who built their own objects and did it so to be more economically advantageous to himself. From the cave dweller to the Industrial Revolution, everyone made his own bow, arrow, shelter, and fire. This is an atavistic concept which remains in the human soul. So, we can say that it has always been that way. Nowadays, when the user evaluates an object, he instinctively quantifies if it is more economical to do the job, as if he had produced such object. The user's perception is sharpened on the aspect of economy of effort, until the point of a single additional effort as equivalent to the 3 other efforts, according to Kahneman and Tversky, presented in Gurville. During the last 10 years, students' MBAs have brought objects and services that, although they seem to be more economical, in fact they aren't, and they end up stored in the cabinets as good as new, unused and forgotten forever. Examples: electric yogurt maker, no smoke grill, steam cleaning equipment, battery toothbrush. In popular language, we fail to use such objects because they are not more economical, more convenient, faster, practical, and/or easier, even though they seem to be. Thus, we have 2 reference points. The first is the human body's user, itself. The second is the level of effort that the product, service, we already know, old idea, requests us to achieve the desired results and is used for comparison to new products, services, new idea. Reference points are decisive to the understanding of this methodology. Equivalence between the methods practiced by users and physical, mathematical methods presented by the theory CIT. The products and services that are more economical to utilize, we named customized, which means proper for this user: tall, short, fat, thin, young, old, male, female, strong, weak, etc. These characteristics can also be understood as economizer of efforts of this user. In the meantime, we can transform the typical expressions, subjective, in physical mathematical language, objective. Definition of an ideal idea: 0.00 IUR. The red arrow indicating a direction of ideas is equivalent to a simplification of the mathematical formulation, as Occam's razor applied to the formula. For example, simplified, you can guide yourself by arrow. That is, the mathematical formulation can be reduced to the arrow, indicating the universal sense of direction for producing ideas destined for innovation, unique and millennial. Users prefer ideas 0.00 IUR because, as Spinoza said, it is the third and the only foundation of virtue. By definition, the idea is ideal if the value of efforts for the user is 0.00 IUR. For example, there are ideas that deliver the benefits without the users consume any kind of effort, however small it is. The concept of the ideal idea, 0.00 IUR, is extracted from the mathematical formulation. The creative process should to look for ideas in the direction of the ideal idea, in parentheses, 0.00 IUR, to reduce risks and avoid losses. The point 0.00 IUR acts as a safe haven, an attractor element where 2 ideas desired by the user converge. Less is more, but nothing is everything. Products and services that require less effort are more valued, but those that do not require any effort from the user is everything. Innovation manager's dilemma, solved. It is not enough to be good idea, brilliant, wonderful, and similar adjectives. These ideas are excellent for feeding the boilers from hell, whose stock keeps growing abundantly. Traditionally, the dilemma of the manager arises in the moment of choice among several ideas, well qualified subjectively and selected from the viewpoint of facilities for the corporation. How to choose among ideas useful, brilliant, excellent, fantastic. This is the moment that the uncertainty manifests itself to the manager with great intensity and extreme acuteness. In traditional methods, it is the moment that the manager takes a high risk. It is also at this time that the creative environment is infected by the preferences and disputes among authors of ideas. Only mathematical methods solve these passions and fights, as the philosopher Leibniz wanted. The method gains maximum importance for bringing certainty of the choice of idea for innovation, so quantified mathematically. End of risk and uncertainty, at least in regard to ideas. Thus, the methodology solves the dilemma of the manager mathematically, selecting the idea with the greatest potential for user acceptance, the one who decides based on the economy of their efforts, which he or she will use to get the desired results. End of the first method, basic concepts. The basic concepts presented in the first method are kept in all methods, namely, the ideas necessary must be created and referred to the user's body. The measurement is performed by the user through self-comparison between the well-known old idea and the new idea in project. The mathematical formulation is based on personal efforts, energy, time, and motion used to calculate the number in EUR of the idea. Ideas must follow universal sense of direction of ideas for innovation, which are heated to 0.00 IUR, the safe haven of ideas expected by users. The idea is ideal, 0.00 IUR, if it delivers the benefits without requiring any effort from the user. The other four methods. Three methods are based on shared features. Price and human values are used as litmus test of the idea, tested from the viewpoint of the user. The fourth is the balance of innovation, the first instrument that has three dishes used to evaluate ideas comparing efforts, prices, and human values. Target group analysis.
The goal of this guide is to provide an easy-to-follow, in-depth information on everything you need to know to conduct a proper target audience analysis as a content marketer. Some of the most important questions we will try to answer are: what is target audience analysis and why do you need it? How do you define and classify your core audience? What are the best ways to identify their pain points? Are there any resources and tools out there that can make this process more streamlined?
First, identify your target market. And the first step is to decide who you wish to target for your product or service. Certainly, it would be great if the entire world wanted what you have, but that is not realistic. For example, if you manufacture car parts, then your target market is going to be those people who own or work on cars. But if you are a musician specializing in children's music, then your target market will be parents of small children, or perhaps the children themselves. Identifying your target market will help you later decide how to advertise and maximize the value of your marketing resources. Second, use a variety of available resources. Many sources are available online from a variety of reliable government sources. Third, study your target market demographically. By identifying your target market, you will be able to focus your marketing resources and increase your overall profits. The goal is not to exclude anyone, but rather to pinpoint your most likely customers. Demographic characteristics include age, gender, marital status, family size, income, education level, occupation, race, and religion. Fourth, describe your target market psychographically. Psychographic information tells you about your audience attitudes, beliefs, emotions, and values. It generally answers the questions of why. Why do people buy what they do? Why do or don't they return to a particular store? Psychographic research includes your target market's family stage, hobbies and interests, type of entertainment they engage in, and lifestyle. Fifth, understand your target market behavioristically. Behavioristic information helps you understand why someone purchases one product or service over another. It includes how often your target market buys the product, how much or how many they buy, if there was a specific occasion for using it, and how long it took them to decide to buy that product. Using internet sources, behavioristic marketing can be a powerful tool by individually targeting potential customers. Determine how important brand or company loyalty is to your target market. Find out if your audience most heavily values convenience, good price, or quality. Discover how your target market usually pays for your product or service via market surveys. Ask if your customers prefer face-to-face interaction or an online store. For this short data, you may conduct your own search or hire a marketing research firm for assistance.